Welcome once again to Psychology 1 Online. I'm Norm Reese, your instructor, and I'm going to give you a little tutorial on posting to the discussions. You might remember that we access our assignments through the weekly assignment modules. So let's go to Chapter 1, and we see on the list Discussion 1, Multitasking. So we'll click on that. And the first thing you'll run into is a general background of this topic. It's a little bit of history and a little bit of research that's been done. There are typically 2 or 3, sometimes 4 videos or pieces of writing by experts. And then you're going to see a discussion of the necessary sources that you need. You need 2 sources from outside sources. These cannot be poor quality, like something like blogs or just a reference source. About.com is sometimes knowledgeable, but you never know what you're going to get. What you need to provide is something that deals in psychology as its main topic, and typically, by university educated writers. Sometimes that's true of blogs and whatnot, but I think you need to step up a little bit from that kind of a source. A good example of a good source is Scientific American Mind. Just Google that and you can see, you don't have to use that particular one, but that will give you an idea of the quality that I'm talking about. You don't need to use peer-reviewed sources. Those tend to be a little stuffy, a little bit hyper-focused, and probably a step up or 2 from where we need to be at this point in our education. If you don't know how to do references and citations, then go down to the bottom here and where the link says Writing Tools link on the home page, I think the exact title is Writing Tools and Tutorials. Click on that. That'll take you to examples and videos and tutorials explaining how to cite and reference your sources. What that means is if you're using somebody else's words, and this says directly related to plagiarism. When you use somebody else's words in your paper, and that's what using sources means, you're going to either be paraphrasing them or quoting them directly, word for word. If you do either of those, they need to be cited and referenced. Cited means you refer to the author after the sentence or in the sentence that you're paraphrasing or quoting. Quoting would be, it would be like Johnson said in his paper on the parameters of multitasking, blah, 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 word for word. That has to be in quotation marks, and you need to cite it. Use his name, the author's name, if it's available, her name. And then a reference list down below your paper will have a list of the articles that those came from. Okay, all of that is explained in this link to the home page. So your essay will be one post, and then the other 2 will be responding or replying to 2 other students' essays. A little mini critique. The essay needs to be 650 words long. The little critiques the replies need to be 150 words long. The essay is worth 100 points. Each reply is worth 25 points, maximum of 2. Make your best ones the first 2. You can do 5 replies if you want. But the first 2 will be graded, and they'll be worth 25 points each. And that's as many points as you can get for the replies. They won't be graded until all 3 are done. If you only have 1 done at the end of the semester, then I'll grade that. But if you just leave the essay sit there for most of the semester and then at the last minute post your replies, then they'll get graded as a group of 3. So let's take a look at how it is that you actually post. I've given a couple of examples right here. This is an essay, an example essay, and you need to write at the top multitasking essay by, fill in your name here. And then you paste your essay into this submission window is what this is called. When you hit the reply button, it'll bring up a little mini text editor. Let's give you an example here. There it is. I clicked on the reply and it brings up the resident editor, as it's called. It's not particularly a great one because it's probably not going to look exactly like you designed it. You might have to fix it up a little bit in here. So you want to first of all put multitasking essay by Sally student, and then multitasking essay is your title, and then the body of your blah blah. This is a condensed version of your masterpiece, which hopefully won't start out blah blah. That'll be pasted. You'll have all this done ahead of time, including your reference list at the bottom of that same document. Then you paste it in here and click post reply. So now this is what I just created right here. Notice that this lines up with the first one. The first one is an essay. I just posted an essay. This is a reply. So if somebody else comes along and replies to mine, they will click, let's call this yours, they will click reply, and then that one will come down here, slightly indented right below here. So everybody that replies to this essay will be directly under this essay. You could have 3, 5, 7, whatever, but label them either reply or multitasking essay. All right, you won't be able to see the other essays until after you post yours. At that point, you'll be able to see all the other essays, and then you can reply to some of those. But that keeps you from getting too many ideas from other folks. Keeps you doing your own work. I think that pretty well covers this. I'm sure that you'll have questions along the line. So if you do, use the Canvas messaging, which is right here. It says inbox. Click on that. That'll take you to a little sort of email that's through Canvas if you haven't had Canvas before. Make all of your posts through this method. I mean make all of your posts through the discussion vehicle, not through don't send them to me through my email. In fact, that's true of everything you do in Canvas. Unless you're calling me directly on the phone, it needs to be done through Canvas. That way everything's documented in the same way through Canvas. All right, that pretty much covers it. See you in class.